Hello everybody! Today we are going to do this lovely spring manicure with Maniology plate 183, and we're also going to talk about why I'm so annoyed with the Maniology No Smudge, air quotes and sarcasm, top coat. And I'm going to explain what I think is going wrong and how to fix it so that if you're having that problem too, maybe it'll work for you. The first thing you definitely need to do when you have a new plate is make sure you peel the protective backing off of this. It's very easy. I usually just use a cuticle stick to lift the corner, and then I'm able to pick it up from there. The first thing I noticed about this plate while cleaning it with 100% acetone is it is a cotton ball shredder. Look at that. Look at it. Wow. I don't think I've ever had a plate ever. Sure, I don't know. Some of the Mundo de Unos plates, they're pretty shreddy too. But I still think this is the worst one I own. It's pretty bad. The good news is that you can take a makeup sponge, or if you're old like me, we called them makeup wedges back in the day, but a makeup sponge or wedge, and just give it a good rub, and they all came off. I did not end up with any of these stuck in my nails at the end of the night, so it did catch them all. Going to use Orly Bonder, a rubberized base coat, because I plan on wearing this for a minute. I was very excited about this bicycle image and very excited to get to use it on this, and then very sad at the end of the mani. Very sad. It happens to all of us. But I'm going to make sure I put down a good base coat. Don't get any on your cuticles. If you do, clean it up. It will make your nails chip faster if you do not. The first color I'm going to go in with is Essie's Skinny Dip. My bottle's almost empty. I need a new one. I don't particularly have anything against Essie. This is just the only color from them that I was like, ooh, I might be able to use this for skin tones in a mani. And then after that, I went, not so much, but it looks really good on my nails. So I like this one a lot. It does tend to wear just fine. Like, there's nothing really bad about it, and it's just enough for me on my skin tone to give you that natural nails but a little bit better look. I love it as a base for a French manicure especially. It's really nice. I don't know how this would be on darker skin tones because it is pretty light shade, so I don't know if it might wash you out and look a little more white or peachy on you, but it's very pretty for natural nails on lighter complexions. I would even say to medium tone. Other than that, no promises. I'm going to use this Orly Neon Paradise as the base on the rest of my nails. Now, I just recently started trying other Orly colors, their creme polish lines. I've used the base coat for a while, but I thought, you know, they have this color pass box. It's pretty cool. I'm going to check it out. And I'm just going to be completely honest when I say this. I think out of all the nail polish brands I use on a regular basis, so far, Orly has the best formula. That's my honest opinion. It's not runny. It stays exactly where you put it, but it's not thick, and it dries really nice and self-levels very well. I don't know. This may be a new favorite brand for me because it's really, really good. Now, what I was going to do was just like a little mani with some neon French tips, and I decided they were just a little too much for me. Like that color on its own is, yeah, it's bright, and I love it. But it was a little much for me just as a French tip. So I decided to do a dry brush technique. Now, here's a little dirty secret, is I have ridgy thumbnails bad. They've always done this as long as I can remember. My grandmother's nails did the same thing, just on the thumbs too. It's really weird. But it's great for dry brushing because it helps you skip sections. So if you have ridgy nails, try out a dry brush mani. You might be very surprised with the results. I'm going to go in and use Plastic Jungle on top of the other green that I can't think of the name on right this second, Neon Electric, I think, just to kind of break up that, because it is neon. It's in your face. And I do tend to struggle with that personally on my hands. So I had to break it up just a little bit, just a bit, and I like it much better that way, by the way. So dry brush all across there, and again, if you have ridges in your nails, try dry brushing. It's freaking amazing on nails if you have ridges. It just is. It is what it is. Real nails have problems. If you don't have enhancements, things pop up. Things can be annoying. But dry brushing is not one of them with them. Anyway. Stockholm Blossom. I didn't even know I had this one. I don't remember. I don't know where this came from. I think it might have been in like a mystery collection or something like that. And I can't find it on the website now, but it's in the Maniology bottle. So I don't know if they changed the name or something like that, but it's, yeah. And you can see this one, I wanted to show you, this is 2 coats. You can see some nail line through it. So if that's something that bothers you, you might need a 3rd coat. I do not do 3rd coats, and I don't mind if I have a little hint of nail line showing. Most of the time when you stamp, it breaks it up enough nobody notices it anyway, and I always stamp. So I just wanted to put that out there for you in case that is something that bothers you. If you have super white nail tips, you may still need to use a white base, or just make sure you stamp over it or do 3 coats. So I'm going to do some reverse stamping on this bicycle, and I missed part of the wheel like a dork. I feel like this picked up really thick. I maybe could have scraped it again, but I'm going to set it to the side and let it dry. I wasn't really too concerned about that back part of the wheel because I didn't think the whole design would fit on my nail. Now I am going to go in with some liquid latex and put that around the areas where I will be stamping. My liquid latex is now a slight mixture of Queen with just some special effects latex that I got off of Amazon. And I've got to tell you, overall, I'm really liking that so much better than the Queen stuff, just because of the price. They're very similar. I mean, there's some tiny differences, like the Queen releases from your skin a little bit easier, but I can get a huge bottle of this for like $8, whereas a nail polish size bottle is $8 with Queen. So although I do like Queen, I'm gonna start using the special effects latex. I just don't really see any reason not to. It did make my brush curl up a little bit, but here's the other truth. I kind of dig it. I'm kind of into it because it makes it so much easier to just tap it around the cuticle area. You don't have to paint it on. You can just kind of tap it on there, and it's got the shape to it and the curve to it, and I find them way less messy with it. So just some thoughts out there. I'm going to go in with that Stockholm Blossom and use it on the flowers that are in the baskets. And notice all I'm doing with my brush is wiping it off and kind of twirling it as you wipe it off. I do that to keep it out of acetone. I mean, I will sometimes still dunk it in acetone if I think it's still dirty. Most of the time that gets everything off the brushes, and it helps keep the tip of your brush pointy. So it is something good to do on there. If you need to put it in acetone, you can. I just try not to if I don't have to. Now I am going to go around on the sides on the other 2 nails surrounding the bicycle image and just grab some of this greenery off of here and just do a monotone stamp on top of like green on green. This is Poison. It's also from Maniology, and it's actually a metallic, so it's really kind of shimmery and sparkly, and I really like that kind of addition to like a monotone look where maybe, yes, they're in the same color family, but one is sparkly and one isn't. I think it gives it a little bit more punch, but still allows you to do something kind of simple and pretty. And honestly, I really liked this, like the green flower, or the flower in green on top of the green. I don't know what it is about it, but I like it. Had some problems with this bicycle because I reverse stamped on it. Some of it was dry a lot faster than other parts of it. Might be a good idea, just as a hint, if you do this in the future, maybe to do that one as a decal, because it was a pain to get off, and then it ended up I had to rock. Or of course, you can always use a sticky base or something like that if you do that. But it made the wheel end up looking a little flat. I don't know. To me, the bicycle ended up coming out kind of child looking, almost cartoonish. And then the rest of it came out this really pretty floral. So if I had to do this one over again, I would leave the bike off and just do more florals, because I think that they're beautiful with the monotone look. And I told you I'm experimenting with the Maniology No Smudge in my last video, and I discovered something today. Over the single stamped images, it's perfect. Haven't had any problems with it. The last video where I tested it, I believe it was over single stamped images. No problems. But on the one where I reverse stamped, it smudged, and it smudged hard. You can't really tell from a distance, but you'll see here in a minute. And if you look at the brush strokes that I did, like back this up just a couple seconds and look at the brush strokes, you see it was the same brush strokes, about the same amount of pressure, everything. So what I'm thinking is that on the outer images, the floral parts, that they're really super thin lines, and so they dried super fast. But when you reverse stamp, it wets the black again wherever you've tapped over it with the different colors. Then you let it dry, you put the nose smudge on, let it dry, okay. And here's what it is sneaky about it. Like, it doesn't look like it smudges, and then you'll look down 20 seconds later and it's smudged. So I think what it is it's just re-wetting that polish over and over and over and allowing it to run. So make sure that you are super letting everything dry in between coats before you finalize it. Like, see, overall you can't tell it's that bad from a distance, but up close it is smudged. So let me know what you think and if you've had problems with that, and what you did to solve them if you did have problems with it. I appreciate you watching, and as always, there is a video in the upper right hand corner for you to check out. Thank you for being here. Bye bye.